So the new Banlist released, as you could tell from the beginning of this video, and oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. Every single deck I play didn't get hurt. I play a lot of tier 1.5 and I've been trying to move a little bit more into tier 1 just to have some stuff to know, but I'm going to be firmly sticking with the cards and decks I love the most. But this new ban list, really, I enjoyed it a lot. So some of the things that happened in the ban list, starting with the banned cards, all 4 E-Dragons and Snatch Steal. I was sad about the Snatch Steal because I'm that guy who always drew it for some unknown reason, but thank the gods, the stinking E-Dragons are gone. I hated the format that they were in. I refer to that format as the format that didn't exist, and as of this ban list, I can pretty much pretend it never did, because the E-Dragons are gone. The things we learned from the format are also gone, meaning in the limited, we have Vanity's Emptiness Limited, and that card started getting noticed again during the E-Dragon format. Now it's all gone. So we're in this wonderful position with the E-Dragons gone that we don't have to deal with that. The decks that got really kind of any affected, Mermails don't have title anymore, which means that the super broke combos aren't even more broke. We don't have any title or Tempest for the Ritual Beast, and Blaster's gone for Infernoid. Redox is gone for whatever deck you can float your boat with, but these cards didn't need to be in the game in the first place, so I'm really glad that they're out of the game now. That's just, the Snatch Steal didn't need to be in the game. There was no reason it should have been brought back. It was brought back just to get removed. It was a format of fun, just like 6 Cents, you know? Format of fun with weird cards. So, there's that. Moving on to the limited cards. Off of my memory, the first card was Tour Guide. Tour Guide to 1 just kind of hurt the Burning Abyss, but they didn't lose anything. So Burning Abyss have 6 monsters. They're confirmed getting 3 more in a fusion. The 3 and a spell, I believe it was. The 3 more officially mean that Burning Abyss do not need Tour Guide. They can special summon the one they don't care about the effect of, normal summon the other, Xyz into Dante, mill one of them, get the other cards. It'll just be beautiful. The thing that's important with the Burning Abyss is not that one effect, but the effect of everything else. And Tour Guide was just a win more card, at the same time as a card that kind of hurt them. They would rather be doing their plays the way that I just described it, as I've seen, and they don't actually care about the Tour Guide as much in that situation, because drop Veiler, Fiendish Chain, Breakthrough on a Tour Guide, it shuts down the rest of their deck. It becomes a huge thorn. It's vanities on themselves, meaning you can go off and they can't do anything. So the Tour Guide going to 1 just means it's a one-of card you can just use to try and get out of a bad situation. If you do successfully make them go minus, they can save that Tour Guide for that moment to pull a card out really quick, make that Dante or make that Virgil. I don't know how you'd make Virgil. Anyways, make those cards to just kind of turn the duel around or push your way back into the game. That is how the deck works, and so that card coming to 1 was good. Sacrifice came to 1. Yes, that means the deck's even more inconsistent. There were some slight consistency issues beforehand that made it so in a bad hand, a tier 2 deck could win. That's how it worked. Now they're going to be getting a lot more tier 2 hand losing. They're just going to die. They have that, and they also had 1 Cleaford Scout. That was also a wonderful hit in my opinion. Also another limited card, Skill Drain. Another hit to the Cleaford deck. A hit to Burning Abyss. Not Burning Abyss. A hit to Yangzing and a hit to just other cards of the same type, just because it makes it so they don't have Skill Drain. That made me so happy. All my decks are little combo-oriented, effect-based decks, as you saw from that beginning part. I need my effects, and Skill Drain to 1 was beautiful. Vanities to 1, beautiful. All my decks can work now. Vanities is at 1 is now a staple. In my opinion, it goes with the other 4. It's Warning, Bottomless, Torrential, Compulse, Vanities. Those 5 cards you can just run anything, because Vanities is easy to turn off, especially when it's at 1, and it'll be there when you need it, and you can side it out really easily in deck matchups like Who Sends You, just side it out really quick for a new one, or have it when you need it against decks such as Ritual Beast. So, the card in my opinion is very good. It stops the 1 Floodgate. It's your Floodgate card, you know, it just protects you, helps you out, and that's, I think, is really good. So, yeah. there were some other limited cards. I can't remember exactly. There was all the cards that came out. So, Ring of Destruction, I'll just say the notable ones. Ring of Destruction coming to 1 was beautiful. Personally, I loved that because it's such a good card. Literally every deck I just took out Snap Steel, put in Ring of Destruction. That's how it worked. Ring of Destruction said, flip up, poke my opponent. It's either the game or under. So, I can flip it up, pop my opponent's monster, make Cowboy for game. Yeah. Or, I can do what happened to me earlier. I was playing Yosenju because I was debating on what deck I'm going to be taking to the YCS, and I've normal summoned Card because it was something I was testing. Flips up Ring of Destruction. Well, okay. I take 800 damage and it stops my effect. That was a very good duel because I learned there's a lot more plays than just trying to push for damage. Ring of Destruction says I can interrupt your play. So I'm playing against Yosenju, they summon comma 1, summon comma 2, summon the Sujik. I can flip this up, pop comma 1 or pop comma 2 or pop Sujik, depending on what I don't want to have to deal with here. It's not a matter of the damage, but instead a matter of interrupting their play so they can't pop my cards, such as one of the commas, I can't remember which one right now, can compose things. And so activate this to pop that card so he can't compose my field. He's left to be forced to either attack directly or try to do damage in some other way. It's a really, really, really good card in that turn. We have the other cards. One of them is Temple of the Kings. So lets you activate 1 trap per turn, and you can summon a fusion or a monster from your deck or like hand or grave or something like that. That's not that important. I mean, you can summon stuff like Blue Eyes, Ultimate Dragon, the Dragon Champion guy with all the things. Sure, you can do stuff like that, which is interesting. You have to have the set Master Serskit on the field. Like, the cool thing is you can activate 1 trap from your hand, basically, and so it'll be good in a deck randomly. I personally don't think it'll be the best in most decks, but I mean, I've been wrong before. Decks on Enigma saying play it in Ghost Tricks. I'm not a big fan of that idea because there's never a time I need to activate the trap on the first turn. There's never really been that time, so I don't know if I'd need it. And then other cards that were on the list, which is Sinister Serpent, bad. The only deck that can play it is a deck that can play Imperial Iron Wall, so I mean, there are chances for it, but I'm just thinking overall it's going to be bad. Other decks that it could work in, or other cards that came out from this that would be good to try and work in things. Exchange of Spirit, I only see that card being played in maybe Lightsworn, maybe, just because you'll have 15. Hopefully your opponent will have 15 if you're playing something strange. And then you can flip this, their deck will flip, your deck will flip, that'll put your Lightsworns in the graveyard. Hopefully you'll have your JDs somewhere. I don't know how it's going to work, but I don't think the card's good besides that, because you have to have 15 for both players. That makes it so it's a lot more inconsistent. So, I mean, overall, the limited cards were interesting. I'm not a big fan of some of them. There was some more in there that were reprinted in that set thing. I wasn't the most impressed. Moving on to semi-limiteds, starting with Brio and the Scout. That was necessary. The fact Brio got semi'd was beautiful. That was a card that got limited. The Prep of Rights. Thank goodness. That card made it so they were just no more win more cards. And that's what they did a lot with this. And that was something cool. What Dexon Enigma said, or what's his name? Drew Pickens or Deck YT or something of the sort. Anyways, he said he thinks Tour Guide got limited because all these other decks could now no longer just splash it in as an engine. And that, I think, was a very, very true statement. So they lost 1 Prep of Rights, so it's at 1 now. I can't remember if it was at 2 or 3 before this. As well as they also lost their Brio to 2. That's not a big hit, but it's a start, and it'll slow the deck down. They didn't lose the Jin Ritual Releaser guy, but they are slower now. Even if it's just slightly, it makes it more fair to fight. And some decks are able to sneak in tops despite that card, so I think it's really, really good there. Now, the Cleaveworts are, I think, in a very tough bind. They have to rely on their stealth, and they have to rely on their monolith and such now, because the Scout is at 2. They have to use Trample Links to get the Scout more searches. They have to get to the Scout. It's a little bit harder to get with only 1 sacrifice and 2 copies of Scout, so yeah. Other cards that were semi-limited, I don't remember there being that many, and I don't remember there being anything that was that important. So if I think of anything else, I'll come back to it. But cards that went to 3, those cards there was some really cool stuff in here. Bestiary to 3 was so random, but I love it. It's awesome. I'm going to build Glad Beast now. I was going to get the secrets because they were like $1, but now they're $30. What are you guys doing? It's a secret rare from like a reprint set that's not even important. So I'm going to be getting comments. I'm going to be loving it. Gladiator Beasts are going to be so much fun to play. There's a lot of things in it that's really, really fun. Some of their randomly expensive cards are cheap, so I'm pretty excited. Sorry, I'm a little tired. But what happens is, they got their 3 bestiary like they've always wanted. I can't tell I'm going to play 2 or 3. The reason why you'd play 3 is if you really are worrying about back row, and their fusion with bestiary is amazing. 2 seems like a good number. 2 seems like the magic number. I'm going to test 2. I'm going to test 3, see where it goes. What else is there? There's some really good cards. The randomness of Gores to 3, that was dumb, terrifying. I don't like Gores. Gores is annoying. I've almost always scooped every game that I've had a Gores dropped on me, just because I most of the time can't deal with it. But I've been getting better. I mean, I've been getting better cards to help deal with it, like Castel Shark and stuff. I just have huge issues when they drop a 27 to 27 or 27 to 28, because I attack with big monsters. So yeah, the Gores was terrifying. Other cards that came to 3 was Lone Fire. Matt's building Sylvans. He's pretty excited about that. I used to play Sylvans. You guys should know this. It was something I truly enjoyed. I just can't play Sylvans. I'm not good with them. It's something I enjoyed. I like it, but Lone Fire to 3 meant very little to me in terms of that, but it means a lot for that set, for that deck that's coming out. It's a pretty exciting deck. It is the... what was it? I can't remember the name of it. It was like flowers and spices in the garden, and they were really cute cards. I died. But I'm pretty excited to play those. Lone Fire 3 is going to help them. There was a couple other cards. So the overall list I thought was really, really, really good. I remember really liking it. Like, She Ended 2 was cool. And just silly things like that was really cool. We didn't get Carrier. Not really worried. I didn't have the room for it. And if I got it, I don't know how it would change the deck. Things in general about the list was, it actually hit the problematic cards, and it stopped overpowered combos coming. Alynthio uploaded a video that's completely pointless now because you can't use any of the combo video. Kale looked at the list. You know, Blue, Kale, whatever you call him. He looked at the list, and he said, he got about this far. He read that they hit Brio, and he stopped reading the list because he said, Konami finally hit the meta in their deck. They finally hit the meta on the ban list, and they did it. There's no longer a reason for them to care or move forward. Like, he had no reason to read the rest of the list because he knew it was going to be a good one. Yeah, he lost his skill drain, but the meta got hurt, and that was something that was really cool. Like he said, anything else I need to worry about, I'll worry about when it gets there. But there was stuff like the seal of Hierarchics going to 3, which was cool, but it was overall just a really, really good list. I'm really excited to play this format. It's going to be a format of Rogue for just a little bit. Right when that new YCS comes out, the YCS Chicago, I plan on going to that. I'll make a better announcement later if I'm 100% certain. Right now I'm sitting at like 75 to 80% because we're trying to figure out where we're going to sleep while we're there. But once we figure that out, it sounds like I'm going to YCS Chicago. But that format is going to be a very interesting format. We're going to be taking weird decks. The weird decks are going to be running that format. There's going to be literally one YCS before this event. It'll be interesting. I'm pretty excited to see how this format goes. It'll be just a few months. This is all assuming that Konami didn't make this some sort of weird, video. I don't know how to describe, like, April Fools or something? Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. These are my thoughts on the ban list. I thought it was a very, very good ban list. Sorry the video was kind of long, but you know. Remember, as always, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And as always, have a wonderful day.